That's the wrong. Oh, no.
Hi there, and welcome to Real Talk Radio with Mark and Nikki, where we take a look at what's going on in the entertainment world, do some food reviews and taste testing, and we share some funny stories and poke a little fun at what's going on in the world around us. Coming up on the show today, we're going to do a funny headline, I guess, out of Arkansas or Arkansas.
Yeah, that's right.
That's how I like to say it. Hollywood Halloween horror movie icon Jamie Lee Curtis is back to work on another installment of the franchise. A lot of media attention going to that. Another Mike Myers killer thriller. And does Billie Eilish pass the parent test? This is like the third time I've tried to get to the story, but we usually run long, so I'll see if we can get to it this time.
Put it first on the list.
I should, right? Yeah. But I just can't. I got to do this Hollywood, horror movie thing.
Yeah.
So what's up?
All right. So, hi. Arkansas headline. This was exciting for me because, I grew up every summer in Arkansas. My dad's from Arkansas.
Okay.
Beautiful country.
Where is Arkansas exactly?
It's up. It's just up there.
Are you sure? Isn't it east?
It's up and to the east, yes.
Does it border the coast?
No.
It doesn't. Okay. Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Isn't that where Bill Clinton was from, Arkansas?
He was from Hope, Arkansas, matter of fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, I even know what high school he went to.
Why is that? That's kind of weird.
We're all related somehow from Arkansas. Just one of those things. So the headline, it was hilarious. It just grabbed my attention right away. So Jessica Kropp, she's 38 years old. She was arrested on September 24th, just a couple weeks ago, after the Flippin police, right? Flippin, that's the name of the city.
Really?
I'm from Flippin, Arkansas. Is that funny? After she got arrested, she was pulled over for driving with an expired tag. Now, according to the affidavit, the arresting officer pulled Kropp over for that expired tag, but Kropp notified the officer, you know what, this isn't even my car. Plus, I don't even have a license. It's suspended. I'm not even supposed to be driving. Oh. He's like, oh.
Really?
Thank you. What? How helpful was she? I was like, well, that's so nice. That's the kind of people I want to pull over.
Right.
Right.
Those are fun.
She just flat out told him. Anyway, so the officer ran her name through the system, and as he proceeded to arrest her, it wasn't just that her license was suspended. She had 5 active warrants for her arrest.
Yeah.
So, according to the court document, the officer's taking her out of the car, and he says, "Are you serious?" And she's like, "What?" He says, "You have a bow in your hair. It's made from a bag of meth." So a bag of meth on her hair with this little rubber band tied on it, stuck in her hair. And her reply is censored. She says, "Shh, I didn't even know that was there. Someone must have put that in my hair."
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. So he arrests her, gets her in the cop car. She's like, "Wait, where's my meth?" Oh, it's on a hair bow in my hair. How cool is that? That's pretty tricky.
Well, a less observant officer might not have even seen that.
Oh, so she was trying to be tricky. But then she tells him, "Wait, I'm not supposed to be driving. My license
she wasn't.
Anyway, her bond was set at $20,000, and she's still there.
$20,000 for one little baggie of meth.
Yeah, and 5 arrest warrants and
5 arrest warrants,
suspended license, and blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And it was hard. He said apparently it was very difficult to hear her talking as she whistled with her one tooth.
Oh, really? Well, meth is so bad for you. Have you ever seen those pictures of before and after meth kind of a thing?
No.
No, seriously. I mean, it's not like one incident, right? You're talking about people that are addicted to meth.
I don't know if that's an Arkansas thing or a meth thing. I'm just saying.
Just basic meth. It was here in San Antonio. I mean, I've seen some of those. Being in law enforcement for so long, we get to see some of that at our annual in-service or whatever, So
I've heard stories. I've seen.
It's crazy just is how bad you deteriorate. It's like, what a poor choice of
And does meth,
drugs.
does it go in your mouth?
Well, I guess you drink it, smoke it. There's different ways. I never worked narcotics. That's, the whole drug
I
thing
don't
wasn't.
take pills. I mean, if I'm going to do drugs, I'm going to have to inhale it, or I can't even do needles.
Do you like shots? Are you one of those that are afraid of getting shots?
I don't like injections.
Like injections, yeah.
But I worked phlebotomy for a few years, so I actually drew blood.
Did you really?
I got paid for that.
What's it called?
Phlebotomy. A phlebotomist.
Are you making that word up?
No.
It's a real word?
It's a real word. I had a life before this.
So do you go to training for that?
Yes. You know what you practice on? Oranges.
Really?
Yeah.
What are you injecting oranges with?
Well, you're not really injecting oranges if you're removing blood from someone's vein.
Oh, okay. So not putting stuff in, but taking it out.
Yes, correct.
So you take out the orange juice. Do you squirt it in your mouth afterwards?
Yeah, that's always fun.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Should get that on social media.
Go across the room and see how far you can squirt.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sucker. You can probably get it go at least 8 feet.
Really?
Yeah.
You guys didn't do that with people, did you? Just mess around.
Not often.
Take a little blood. Let's see how
if
far
they were
we can.
high, maybe.
Did you ever have? How did you actually do that with people? I know you went through the training, but did you actually service customers by taking their blood and all that kind of stuff? Right?
Yeah, of course.
Did you ever have any funny stories about that you could share without mentioning any names, of course, right?
Not really.
Really?
I really didn't.
Any scary ones?
No, I was really good at what I do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm always good at what I do, but I was really good at that. And people in the clinic would be like, "Man, Nikki, we've got a rolling vein over here. Can you help us?" And I'd go in and be like, "Hey, how are you?" They had to call in the expert, just make a joke and be like, "Here we go."
So what's a rolling vein?
Where the vein just goes back and forth. They can't when they go to prick
they can't pin it down.
When they go to prick it, it rolls.
So how did you get the rolling vein?
So you just go down the artery here.
Uh-huh.
You hold it.
Okay. They couldn't do that themselves, or
It takes skill.
really?
Yeah, I'll show you later.
No, you won't. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so it was cool. It was a cool part of my life.
Arkansas law enforcement out there doing their job,
Yes.
taking meth addicts and users and wanted people and unlicensed drivers off the road. So, shout out to Arkansas. Was it state police?
Flippin' City.
Oh, Flippin'
Yeah.
City.
So, we're from San Antonio, so we're San Antonians. What's a flippin'?
Flippinians.
Flippinians?
I guess I
Are
don't
you
know.
Filipino? No, I said Flippinians.
Oh, wouldn't they be Arkansians or something? What do they call people from Arkansas? Arkansians?
Arkansians. But what about
That
the
sounds
actual
good.
city? I'm a San Antonian. So what's a flippin' city?
Wait, are you a Texan?
Flippian. I'm a Texican.
Texican? Really? Well,
Yes.
I kind of
I
like
have an
that.
official official certificate.
Where were you born? What state?
El Paso, Texas.
That's not a state. That's a city. You were born in Texas?
Yes.
Really? Hey, did you ever live anywhere else besides Texas?
Yes.
Where? What state? Tell me.
It's my mental state.
Uh,
I lived in Las Vegas for a few years.
oh, really?
And Germany for a few years.
Oh, yeah. Germany, huh? It's cold up there.
That's right.
According to the movies I've seen, anyway. I don't know.
Germany's very cold.
Yeah, it
But
is.
they have
Right?
hot wine, so it's nice.
Great culture over there, right?
Yes.
We've got
I didn't
listeners.
have to shave my arms. Well, not my arms. I'm like a monkey going around shaving my arms. Like I went to something called the Swimba, which is actually a swimming pool, a public swimming pool. And it was like my first week in Germany, and I was shocked, like almost grossed out, because women, they don't shave their legs or their armpits, and they get out of the pool, and I was like, what the hell? She's got.
You got something on you.
Ma'am, you need a brush? I was just grossed out. I didn't even get the swimming pool. I'm like, no, I can't do that. There's way too much hair. And just, hey, how are you? And it's like down past your boob. I'm like, oh, you poor thing.
We don't do that in America.
Yeah, and deodorant wasn't a thing. So you get on the Bahnhof, you get on the train.
Sure.
And
really?
You're like, oh.
Now, you can't tell me that they all have poor hygiene over there. How are they staying?
It's not poor hygiene. It's just the body odor.
Well, that's poor hygiene, in my opinion. I mean, if you stink.
Well, you can't use deodorant. You can't. They don't do it. They just don't.
It's not illegal, is it?
I don't know.
Maybe we just need to introduce it to them.
I used it. I didn't.
How about using some essential oils?
No, I didn't get. I didn't get arrested for that when I was in Germany.
Yeah, well, good. We'll pin down the rest of that.
It wasn't for not wearing for deodorant. It was for not wearing something else. But we'll talk about that at another time.
On a different story, right? All right, so short commercial break here. We want to plug our other podcast, CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio, where we share important insight, stories, recipes, and have some fun over there as well. Our CBD and Essential Oil podcast is heard by loyal listeners in over 30 countries, including Germany, which you just mentioned.
Yay, we love you.
So if you're interested in learning how CBD and essential oils can benefit your family, be sure to tune into that podcast. You can get more information about that podcast at eotalkradio.com or check the details in the podcast description below. All right, so I want to talk a little bit about the latest and greatest. I got to switch screens here right quick. If I can, there we go. All right, so we talked about CBD and Essential Oil Talk Radio. Bam. So we're all familiar with Jamie Lee Curtis and her appearance in Halloween, right? The horror movie franchise.
Yes.
Way back when was that released? It was in the 80s, right? That was the original one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I know I couldn't see it. My mom would not let me go.
Right. Yeah, that's true. I had no. I'm not a big horror movie guy.
A big what? No.
But Jamie Lee Curtis she's a great actress, and I guess her scream in that is like famous, right?
Yes.
her Halloween movie.
We should have a screaming contest.
No, not now. So Jamie Lee recently posted an Instagram photo. You see it up on your screen there if you're watching the video, of herself bruised and beaten in her makeup trailer on the set of Halloween Kills. That's the next installment, Halloween Kills.
I thought the last one was 2 years ago.
I don't know, but they keep cycling. Well, the Friday the 13th, don't get the two confused.
Oh, I am.
Right. So Halloween Kills, which is due to release in October of 2020, and then there's another one right after that. I don't know if maybe they kill her in this next one, but it didn't say that she was going to be in the one after that. So in the latest installment of the horror franchise, Jamie Lee plays her iconic character, Laurie Strode, and the masked killer played once again, Michael Myers is once again being played by Nick Castle. He's the famous weirdo that stalks around.
But do you ever see his face? No.
I haven't.
Anybody.
I don't know if I've seen any of them.
It could be Ellen DeGeneres for all we know.
It could be, right?
Yeah.
But that's a big Ellen DeGeneres because.
Okay, Rosie O'Donnell, whatever.
So anyway, are you the type of person that would see this movie? You're obviously not, right?
I would totally watch it.
Oh, you would?
I love scary movies.
Have you ever seen the original?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. So you did see it.
Yep.
Did your mom know about that?
Well, obviously, I was in my 40s.
Oh, you saw it late in life.
You know what, Mom? I'm over you.
So do you, as far as horror movies go, do you like the kind like that, the Friday the 13th type, or like Alien?
I wouldn't ever watch Alien. That's dumb.
Okay.
It's not real.
Okay. But Mike Myers is.
Yes.
Yeah, a guy you can't kill, supernatural.
He's real.
Yeah, that's real.
Yes. I mean, I could totally see that happening.
It's more relatable, I guess.
I could see someone dressed up in a Mike Myers costume, right?
Coming for you.
Yeah, with that little mask on and a knife. I could totally see that.
Mm-hmm. Do you like that? What is you?
Oh, I wouldn't like that.
No, but I mean, you like watching that type of movie.
Well, those movies to me, the series of Halloween, that's what we're talking about.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of boring at this point. It's like, okay, what else can they do?
Right.
Oh my gosh, he was with the Terminator and now he's invincible forever.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's just it's
a little silly.
I like suspenseful, scary movies.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Do you like thrillers like have you ever seen the movie Memento?
No.
You need to watch that movie. It is really good. So this guy has memory problems. Every day he starts out and he can't remember. He doesn't have any short-term memory at all.
I have that problem sometimes.
So he takes pictures of Polaroids to help bring himself up to speed in what he's trying to. It's like it's a thriller.
Like
he's trying to solve
as the comedy, but now it's the thriller now.
Well, he's trying to solve a particular problem in his life, and he's using these. He's making progress, but it's like he has to start by the photographs.
Well,
he takes Polaroids.
I don't want a problem.
No, but it's important. He needs to solve it.
Yeah, it makes no sense. Okay.
No, I think you would like the movie. It's really cool. I mean, I haven't seen it in over a decade, I think, but I actually saw it pop up somewhere. I want to watch it again. But it's called Memento. Yeah, it's got a famous actor in it. I can't remember his name right now, but anyway, so just food for thought on that. All right, so let me get into Billie Eilish. This is, and the whole reason I'm even looking at this, I've got a 12-year-old daughter, and she had come to me in the past. She's like, hey, Dad, is Billie Eilish somebody that I can listen to? I'm like, well, I kind of get to it when I get to it or whatever, But she's a hugely popular singer right now.
Right.
So I started doing some digging into who she is, watching some of her stuff, right? Because I want to figure out what's going on. So let me just tell you, who is she? So she's an American singer-songwriter. She's only 18, and she's one of the biggest sensations that they're out, and she's only 18. Oh, my gosh, right? She gained a following with her 2016 release of Ocean Eyes on the SoundCloud platform, and later on 2 other record labels. Ocean Eyes, to me, seemed pretty harmless, right? That was kind of her big debut. The story behind that is I don't think she really was looking to make it big. She was just posting that, I think, for a friend or something.
On YouTube or something like that?
No, it was on SoundCloud.
Okay.
And then it just kind of like gained a huge following from there, and then it led to a whole bunch of other stuff. But that Ocean Eyes, it seems pretty harmless. Maybe a bit adult content for her to sing, in my opinion, right?
What is it talking about?
Billie Eilish, she's not my daughter, right? But it's just, it's relationship stuff, but seems like a little bit adult content for a 15-year-old to be singing, what she probably wrote when she's 14 or whatever. But, I'm not, that's her,
so she's
right?
She's 18 or she's 15?
She's 18, but she wrote this back when she was,
she
wrote and sang them when she was 15. Well, she's had 14 simultaneous music chart entries, which is huge in the industry. I think the first for a female. And her music and videos have been streamed over 15 billion times.
Wow.
So a lot of attention, right? So her most recent album, When We Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go is the biggest selling debut album in a decade.
Oh,
She's
nice.
18.
Sweet. Just got a
Amazing, right?
an awesome career ahead of her.
So considering her age and level of fame, her relevancy to my 12-year-old daughter is important. So I'm trying to pay attention to it. So, all right. So my next slide here that I'm showing is from her latest album with this song, When the Party's Over. Now it's showing this. She's standing there and she's got spiders on her.
Mm-hmm.
Right. She starts with a crown and there's spiders on it and spiders crawling on her face. And then the spiders get bigger. So they use little spiders, and then they're using like tarantulas.
Okay.
And she has one part where the tarantula is coming out of her mouth. Mm-hmm. She's like spitting it out of her mouth. Right. So obviously the visual content of that, it's not something that I think is healthy for my 12-year-old daughter to be
Would you let
watching.
your 12-year-old daughter watch Halloween?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. So, You Should See Me in a Crown, right? Zero positive message, in my opinion. Zero positive. Very dark. Definitely sense internal rage towards other from her. Okay. Antisocial for sure. Just really kind of, when I'm debating whether or not something's good for Brooke to spend time with, it's like, well, what's the positive message that can come out of this, right? If there's a redeeming quality in there or whatever. But there really isn't any in this that I saw. Now, is there a message? Well, certainly there's a message, but it's all negative in my opinion. So the video, which I think a very, very smart production. I mean, I give credit where credit's due, but it's recorded on like a smart video. Her main video, right? Her official video looks like it's shot from a smartphone.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very relatable.
Very realistic.
Yeah, for folks who just like, I could do that. I can make my own videos or whatever. So
she's expressing her emotions in a way that you don't like.
Absolutely. And not only that I don't like it, but it's negative. It's a negative message. You can't get away from that. You can't tell me that's
what is
positive.
the negative message?
Well, it's antisocial. She's against.
And her words say it, or just what you're visually seeing?
Well, let me see here. I've got some of the lyrics.
I'm just curious because I'm going to totally look at it and give you my take on it next time we talk.
Well, let me kind of go through what I've got here, and then we'll talk a little bit about the lyrics because I've got some of that on here. So the video has her wearing a crown of spiders and even has them walking on her face. At one point, I've gone over that already about the tarantula and stuff. The music is very rhythmic, right? Which is good. Has a cool beat to it, in my opinion. It stops and starts. The stops and starts on the music are well placed and elevated the music experience. But the music and music video, that's kind of my problem, right? With the video. The lyrics are pretty messed up too, and I'm gonna go over that. So here's some of the lyrics like you were asking. So count my cards, watch them fall, blood on a marble wall. I like the way they scream. Tell me which one is worse, living or dying first, sleeping inside a hearse. I don't dream. So the chorus concludes, you should see me in a crown. Your silence is my favorite sound. Watch me make them bow one by one, one by one. So
obviously, so she's talking about a relationship gone wrong. She's hurting, and she's lashing out.
And there's a control. There's a control factor there too.
Well, yeah, one by one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and you should.
It totally sounds like a Taylor Swift song to me.
I haven't looked at Taylor Swift stuff very. So, but again, I didn't look for this as something to do.
Right.
I'm like, well, my daughter's wanting to take a look at it.
So
definitely,
I totally see it from. I don't have a problem with my kids listening to that. My youngest, probably 8 years old. She doesn't know anything about relationships, and neither does a 12-year-old at this point. But I see it from a relationship point of view. I could totally hear my daughters repeating these words of these songs if their heart is broken, if they're hurting. I would probably sing that song if my heart was broken and I was hurting.
Sure, and there's positive.
And that's what music is about, expression of emotions.
Sure, absolutely. But when it comes to what people are listening to, taking in and repeating to themselves and using for as basically soul food, if you will.
Right. Same as video games, right?
To stay in a negative message, you know what I mean, is not necessarily a good thing, in my opinion. Yeah, so definitely a no for me on this song for her. It obviously as parents, if they have a kid that's interested in Billie Eilish, just take a look at it and decide for yourself whether it's something you want to do. But by the way, that video has, at least when I took a look at it a couple days ago, over 140 million views on YouTube. So it's huge. All right, so one more song we'll take a look at that just because, again, I'm trying to be fair.
Okay.
There's this one's called When the Party's Over. There's over 370 million views on YouTube. Huge. Another downbeat type song, but the lyrics aren't as bad in this one. The video, however, is pretty disturbing, in my opinion. Billie's in a white room and drinks a dark liquid. She's wearing white clothes, totally white room. I know you can't see the picture, but she takes this black liquid and she's drinking the black liquid, right? And then it starts coming out of her eyes, and then she kind of rubs it out. She does this later with blood too, by the way, in another video, but this is the black stuff. She's kind of rubbing it all over her face, stuff like that. So now the contrast between the purity of the white room and what she's wearing, of course, and then the black liquid is pretty striking. When you combine it with the music and lyrics, it is a pretty dark, depressing combo that, to me, again, has zero positive message. So the only real question I'm looking to answer is, does her music have a positive influence on my child or not, right? And my opinion is no, right? And that's really enough for me as far as, a 12-year-old and what she's going to listen to and what she's not going to listen to. So as the slide indicates, my final verdict is I rate her as an F on the parental advisory scale, which is my own personal opinion, right? Gotcha. So what are your thoughts as a parent on whether Billie Eilish is a good choice of music and entertainment for your kids? Let me know in the comments below. Also, how do you check, what's your opinion on how to even screen what your kids are watching, what they have access to? Because really, if they've got a laptop or a phone, they got access to the whole world. And how are we filtering that for them? So just some thoughts on all of that. I think it's important.
My intake on the songs that you're talking about, expression of feelings.
Sure.
Positive thing to take out of it. If you're going through something and then someone's singing about it, it makes you think, well, I'm not the only one going through this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody else has been through it. So maybe there's some positive there.
Right. So expressing your how you're feeling about something is super important. When you start getting into like making other people bow down, and you know what I'm saying, just more, it's like you're lashing out at society,
right?
Can be good. I just wonder about the implication of when you're putting something out there that has a dark connotation like that as an very influential to teens, right? And tweens and so forth. And that's hundreds of millions of views and so forth. It's like,
and probably artist doesn't really care about what other people are.
Yeah, they probably don't, but
from it because they're just expressing. All right. So is that it? Is that all our show today?
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
Interesting.
And that's it. A quick reminder, check us out on check out our latest podcast.
Yeah.
Still getting the words down. This is a little new to me. Follow us on Facebook, YouTube. We'll be there, right?
Yep.
Everywhere. And everything else is going to be in the details below. So until next time, guys, keep it real.
Take care. Have a great week.